Welcome to the bonus content of One for the Weekend podcast. If you want to watch the whole version, it's on the Long Ball Street YouTube channel. Go and have a look. Me and Rory talking about all the weekend's football and some of the stuff that's happened in the past. Did you have a good time, Rory?
Really good, really enjoyed it.
Now what we're going to do is give you some tips about how to win Fan League this week. We're going to give you 3 results, our expert opinion. we know about football, basically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, we ain't going to be doing this job
if
we didn't know about football.
Exactly. Simply by being here, it's proof.
Exactly. All you got to do, set up a Chelsea fan channel, and here you are.
Here you are. Simple as that.
Speaking of which, you played West Brom.
We played West Brom
at the weekend, and we're going to go for an upset for them to beat Southampton. And given how bad they've been in the Premier League, bottom of the league, rooted to the bottom, it's a bit of an upset if they can pull it off against Southampton.
Yeah,
this weekend.
It is. I think they can do it. They got beat quite convincingly. Once we were in the driving seat, but for the first 10 minutes, we were shaky. They were lively. They've got some very good players as well. I thought the 2 lads who play at the back for them were really good. I thought Johnny Evans had a good game, and they're kind of due a result. They've been knocking on the door, and they got Chelsea on a good day. Basically, Eden Hazard was unplayable. And
Southampton, they're obviously higher than West Brom in the league, and you would say they're having a better season because of that fact, but they haven't been that convincing. They've had a couple of decent results, but been like very kind of edging forward.
And that Rondon is lively up front. I can just see it going the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's an upset for West Brom. Get on that. We've got an away win as a banker for Tottenham versus Rochdale. But I'm also going to hedge there because the pitch is so bad. It's been cut up really bad. They've had to relay it. They've put sand down. It is going to be a leveller for Spurs to some degree. You still expect us to get over the line, but Spurs, struggled with Newport.
Yes.
Away from home.
And also Tottenham will be knackered. It's so hard to go again. They're going to be getting back from Turin in the early hours on Wednesday morning. It's knackering.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to be banking that for Tottenham away win, but I would hedge it as well because I can see a draw and having to bring him back to Wembley.
Yeah.
So I would say go for an away win, but also hedge as well. And then finally, Sunderland versus Brentford. Sunderland rooted to the bottom.
Yeah, they're in disarray. I saw that Jake Clark-Salters there. He's a Chelsea player. People think of him very highly, but it just seems to be a catastrophe.
Yeah.
And imagine if they go down again.
I know, and it's. I mean, you see it. It's happened to other clubs. Leeds, Man City. Obviously, Man City bounced back, but Leeds never quite recovered and never got back into the Premier League after capitulating. And there seems to be a complete lack of structure and leadership there. And obviously, John O'Shea's still playing there. And if
O'Shea
you
yes,
have a look at what our thoughts on what John O'Shea should do with his career in the full One for the Weekend podcast. Brentford, on the other hand, can turn up against anybody.
Yeah, Brentford they knock it about really nicely, Brentford. Yeah. And I think they'd be in actually quite a strong position. If they were to make the playoffs, it's a real outside chance now, and they desperately need a result in their next they need to put a bit of a run together to have any chance of it. But if they do end up coming up, I feel like they'd be a team that would be poised in quite a good place to maintain Premier League status.
Like Bournemouth, kind of that.
Yeah, they knock it about well. They pass. I watched their game against QPR quite relatively recently. It finished 2-2, but Brentford completely dominated.
Yeah, I think they'd have to change their recruitment policy. They what they do is pick up players that have been released or unknown gems from like the
Yeah, well, they got Josh McEachran as a Chelsea lad who 6-7 years ago was the jewel in the crown of the Chelsea youth policy.
Like Lampard winning the next level.
Yeah, that was the point. Yeah, but McEachran we were getting it wrong at that level in terms of the way we were treating these kids. But McEachran was so highly thought of. I think we put him on about $50,000 a week.
Wow.
That's how highly the club thought of him when he was 17. It didn't quite work out at Chelsea, but he's trying to resurrect his career at Brentford, and I hear it's going all right.
They play very good football, but I think obviously because of the lack of spending and the fact that they kind of have to punt on these players based on that kind of money ball, very kind of theoretical approach to signing players, that there's drawbacks to that system. That said, I can't see anything other than the Brentford win.
I think Brentford
at Sunderland, so that's a banker. So there's your 3. We've got bankers for Brentford and Tottenham away, and an upset for West Brom against Southampton. Remember, if you want to get involved in the One for the Weekend League and the Fan League app, download it. The link is in the description below. We'll see you next time.